Okay, today guys, we're going to be playing Stanley Paradox. Terrible. Ultra Deluxe on mobile. If you guys like the game enough, I will pay for the full version. But that's only if you guys like it. Okay, we're in an office room right now. Not that much. The controls are really wonky.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Never miss a memo. Just for starters. Alright, let's go. I got bills. I gotta pay. Woo.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Don't like near a 40.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
You learn I do not go into doors on the left. If you put it on the right, I would have taken it. But not on the left, okay?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
How dare you say I would have gotten fired? I'm so good at my job. Don't jump off the edge. Okay, so will cause death, but at the same time, no one can tell me what to do.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
And on my, like, saying I had to die, that's like so not chill. Alright, we're back. Mom, can I like type anything on the computer board? No. I'm up to be Donald Duck and on a snacks place in the down.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Good buddies with Donald.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Show and well, chocolate's gone.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Bicky. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, we'll go on the door to my left. Now I hate the left.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, so show us that everybody's unique. You of most of all. Yay, I'm unique.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Okay.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Go down. Yeah, because we'll go upstairs, because that's the... to my death. I'm trying to take to my death. I have so much. I want to sing so much.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Okay, we keep him coming.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. He simply had too much to live for.
2845. Am I supposed to put that in?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Alright. This is good.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
There are stirring emotions in my chest. Sorry if there's such an awkward silence. I want you guys to hear the narrator, but I don't.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Oh, I want to jump off of there, but I've came so far. They don't want to do that.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the once and for all.
104, he's been slack and he's fired. Wait, I'm 104. Oh no. Is this because I was slacking? Can't be. Oh no, it's a mind control facility. What?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way right now that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
All over. Was it? Is that light? In the darkness? Oh. Is there nothing down here?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of... Stanley, I knew this would happen eventually. I'm afraid you've reached the end of your free trial. Yes, that's right. The time has come to decide whether or not to spend real money to continue playing the game. But hold on. Before you make a decision one way or the other, I've developed a little presentation to explain exactly what to expect if you pay the full price for the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Are you settled in? All right, here we go. Begin the presentation. Say there, friend, do you have a moment to hear about the benefits of purchasing the full version of the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe? Yes, I can already hear you saying,
"But I can't pay for the full version, sir. Down the orphanage, they only feed us gruel and let us play them free-to-play games."
Well, chin up, kid. A single microtransaction is all that lies between you and something much more nourishing than even the fanciest of gruels. Yes, I'm talking about the greatest sustenance of them all. Content. What sorts of content, you're asking yourself? Why, the possibilities are figuratively endless. How about this? More choices to make. If the choice between the door on the left and the door on the right absolutely blew the brains right out of your butthole, then I've got bad news for your butthole, because the complete game has so many more choices in store. By the end of it, you'll be absolutely sick of making choices. You'll be begging and pleading for fewer choices, moaning and screaming, and they won't stop. The choices just won't stop. God. Video games are truly wonderful. What else? How about more endings? Like this one. What's going on in this image? Why, if I told you that, then you'd have no reason to spend money. Even just showing you this image is allowing you more insight into the new content than I'd intended. Get that image out of here. Also, purchasing the game will remove the free trial icon from the main menu. To be honest, I'd completely forgotten we put that there. It's, well, I suppose it's not really the sexiest bullet point in the history of marketing, but hey, if that's your thing, if you were really just outraged by the free trial icon in the main menu, then have I got one incredible purchase for you, weirdo. You know what else you'll get more of if you buy the full game? Me. And who wouldn't want more of me? I think that sells the game all on its own. Frankly, it's sort of insulting that there are any slides in the presentation other than this one. But there truly are so many more features in the full version of the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe that I haven't even mentioned here. Whatever your mind can dream, whatever brings you the most pleasure and happiness in the entire world, you will find that very thing within the full game. And I guarantee that 100%. But it all comes down to this. Money. The grease which lubricates our entire world. And today, if you choose so, it could lube you. So what do you say? Are you ready? And when you've made your mind up one way or the other, please step through this door.
Yay!
Do you know what this is. It's the paywall. You've heard of the paywall before. The divine overseer of mobile gaming. The threshold beyond which all things become possible. This is the last step to experiencing the full version of the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. If you're ready to move forward and see what the fuss is all about, then step into the paywall.